after watching that race a couple of years ago, I think I was the lucky one getting out so early. It's a very, very tough event. I had no idea, I said it in the press conference earlier, that when you look at the numbers on a piece of paper, 3 kilometres, swim, 200 kilometre bike, a short run, it really gives you this false sense of security of a distance like this. But I was blown away by the intensity of the bike race last time, you know, for this early in the season. So, you know, I think I'm in a better headspace than I was last time. I know what to expect, and I think it's good to be back here and try and at least make the finish. Well, I think firstly, the decision to go back was, you know, I was really at that point in my career where do I go back and defend Hawaii again? I've already raced there 8 or 9 times in Canada and I've been successful, and this opportunity presented itself to potentially go to the Olympic Games. So I dove in. You know, I knew what I was up against. I was, you know, I'd been a decade out of that style of racing, and my point of reference was Simon Lessing. You know, I thought this guy is one of the greatest of all time. Well, the level is far surpassed what we were racing, and I was quite open to say that. You know, the Brownlees and Javier, they're just remarkable athletes across the board, and it was the polish they had in everything that impressed me the most. Back when we were racing, you could get away with a single weakness. Those days are gone. They're swimming. You know, I don't think any particular discipline is that much faster, except maybe the run. But what the difference is they're all swimming like Craig Walton. Back in the day, Craig Walton, Benjamin Sansol were a minute up the road. Now the Brownlees are the same style of swimmer, but they're also the best runners in the field, and they're also very, very aggressive bike. So the polish of the 3 disciplines is impressive. The way the federations have come together now and support the teams is very, very different. There's a lot more team foundation at these events. And just across the board, the little things that we saw glimpses of going through, that now those athletes are armed with completely. I mean, Peter Robinson, when he came across to IT racing, he really changed that dynamic of the fast transitions out of the water to the bike and on. Where now that's just common thing. They're all doing that, and that's what impressed me the most. You know, I was asked a lot when I got back home. You know, you need to improve your swim, Mackie. You need to do this. I'm like, hey, I know what I need to do, but I'm actually swimming really good. It's just that these guys are remarkable, and without question, it was probably one of the most enjoyable years of my career. I got my butt absolutely kicked. Like it was hard. You're fighting for 30th place. You are all in, you know, 26th place, and 5 guys behind you. If you ease up one bit, you know, you're losing. I think in San Diego, I got off the bike with Jonathan Brown. I think it was the closest I've ever been to Brown in a race. The guy ran 95 seconds and waving at the crowd. Like, they're just remarkable. I loved it, and the thing I learned is that this sport is growing up. The future is bright. I think, you know, it's amazing how quick time goes. I remember being their age and racing the circuit. Now I'm the old fart, Dave Scott, Rob Burrell. They're probably laughing at, like I used to, and I was just impressed by it. I was very, very happy to do it, and I sat back and watched those London Olympics with absolute glee, and applauded the remarkable performance of 3 boys in the podium. It's the greatest short course racing in history. The irony of being 40 is I remember watching Dave Scott come second to Greg Welsh in 1994. It's the only time at that point that Australia won the Hawaiian Ironman, and this 40-year-old man got second to him, and I remember thinking, 40? Like, how? Like, that's an old man. Well, now I'm that old man, and I think I've learned to appreciate it. It takes you a while because, you know, at 33 you're bulletproof. At 35 you think you take on the world, nothing's going to change, and then your window of peaking sort of diminishes. You can still get there, and I think I proved that last year in IT long course walks, but you have a difficulty of maintaining that peak time open, and I've struggled with that over the last 18 months, I must admit, coming back from the ITU stuff.
If you rewind 10 years, you left Australia, you went on a bit of a tear, and it was almost 2 years of win.
Well, you would open the window, you'd hit the training targets, you'd hit a peak, and that peak would be open for 8 or 9 weeks, and you would just bang, knock out these race wins. Now you hit the numbers in training, you hit the peak, and you get a race, and you think you can get another one, but you're on the downward slide so quickly. The body, you know, you have to be a lot more receptive to rest, which was something that I had to look at, and it's difficult to do when you've got numbers or systems that you know have worked in the past, and you have to adjust them. So, you know, on the racing front, I think I can still be very, very competitive, but I need to be a lot more selective with the events I do. And you know, right now I've picked out a race schedule. I think coming off the ITU stuff, I got very, very skinny, and I lost a lot of my bike power, which is half the reason I'm here in Abu Dhabi. It's still off where it needs to be, but I'm going to really utilise some on-course racing, and I'm going to have a big assault at Cairns this year, and ultimately I'd like to break 8 hours as a 3-year-old. No one's ever done that, and just tap off the events that I've always wanted to do, but I've never done. You know, I'd like to race a lot more in the UK. I'd like to win Ironman Brazil, Ironman Canada, and just some of the races I've never done. And a lot of people are asking, will I go back to Kona? And you know, I think Nikki touched on it a bit today. As a parent, I've got 3 children, and this is such a selfish sport. And it's always been about me. And I promised my wife in 2010 that was it. She gave me after 2009. She said, "Come on, just go back one more time." And I said, "That's it. I promise. I'm done. It's all about you guys." And so I really leave that Hawaii decision up to the family because it's such a selfish commitment. And you know, when you're taking on guys like Freddie Van Leer and Pete Jacobs, these guys, they're young guys. You've got to match their motivation, you've got to match their commitment. You know, physically and mentally you're able to do it, but you need that big window of time to do it. So I'll assess on Kona after Cairns, and right now the rest of my career it's about supporting and targeting races I've never done, and just enjoying the growth and evolution of this sport.